Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast, Rich in Love. I'm Jake Maddock, I'm of course joined by my lovely wife, Mrs. Maddock. I'm a relationship coach, guys. I've successfully coached thousands of people to attract their ideal partners. Today, we're going to talk about healing after a breakup. How to rebuild your confidence and open yourself up back to love again. I encourage all you guys to share your stories in the comments below. How'd you get over your ex? What motivated you to work on yourself? I want you to contribute to the discussion. And if you want personalized help and get yourself back open to love, booking a free call. I'm here to help.
What do you have to say when people say, oh, I'm broken after my breakup? I don't know what to do.
There's a lot of words which it's going to make it harder for you to have a fantastic life, okay? If you ever say that you're broken, that's bad. If you say you need to heal, that's saying that I'm broken. You're not a teacup. You're a human being. You're not broken. A lot of people say to me all the time, I never got closure from this guy who ghosted me.
Oh my God. If someone ghosts you, they don't like you. There's your freaking closure.
100%.
They don't like you. Sorry
if someone
to be the bearer of bad news.
If someone blocks you on social media or they ghost you, they stop talking to you, they're saying, hey, I don't like you, but I want to avoid awkward or conflicting situations.
And they're also saying, I'm stupid and I can't confront my own things. So it tells you that they're actually not...
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
100%.
I teach people should give themselves...
They're not ballsy enough.
You want big balls. I teach people that you should seek closure from yourself, not from those who hurt you. So say things along the lines of, he's just not my ideal partner, I'm not his. Give yourself that sense of reassurance that it was the right decision and it is time to move forward and he wasn't the one anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You don't want to be with a person that can't confront someone else because there's an issue as well. Like that just tells you a lot about their character and you don't want that.
The main thing a man is not is a coward.
Yes.
A masculine man doesn't have any cowardice, so if you find a man who is a coward, run.
Do you think there's some like common emotional and physical maybe effects that happen with breakups?
People are really sad. Sometimes they go introverted. Sometimes they become depressed, lose confidence. Their mindset goes down.
Do you think it can affect their self-esteem sometimes?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And how can that affect their future moving forward?
You got self-esteem, you got self-confidence, you got self-worth. But here's the thing, those three things all have something in common. It's self. Okay?
You.
It comes from within how you feel about yourself. But in that particular circumstances, a lot of people let the external negatively affect how they feel about themselves. So it's very, very hard to move forward.
They give power to the wrong thing.
100%. You got to remember, remind yourself, self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence, it comes from within, from yourself. How do you want to feel? How do you want to think about yourself? You got to build up that identity.
Even if you're thinking that those things are a bit low, like after a tough time, the best things are using affirmations, using positive self-reassurance, giving that power back to yourself and taking it from others. Like it's not someone else's job to give you your self-worth or self-confidence or anything like that. It's your job. So stop putting it on other people as well and take accountability for you and your actions and the way that your mental health is.
Now, if you have been through a lot of breakups and you're really struggling, then you need to think, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? How can I do it better? Okay? Because you shouldn't just be going breakup, just like 10 breakups in a row. That's weird. Okay? Really, let's get it right. Okay? So at a minimum, you're choosing wrong. You choose the wrong person. It doesn't matter how good you go, it's going to fail. With the wrong person, it's just not going to work. You've got to choose the right person. Yeah?
Again, you got to take accountability for your actions. Look, they may have screwed up. Everyone that you may date, they probably caused issues too, 100%, and that's on them. But I tell all of our clients, even after dates, like self-reflect and go, okay, what did I do right? I did this, this, and this, and I feel great that I did that. And this was a challenge in the last one, and I overcame that. Well, and then go, okay, well, what could I possibly improve on? Have a minute and reflect and go, okay, what did I do great? What did I improve on from last time? And where can I improve moving forward?
You should improve hugely, astronomically after each breakup. You should change and improve a lot. Yeah. And over that whole process, you want to become a master of your emotions. So true failure, I think, is going through all the ups and downs of life and then becoming bitter and cynical because of the trials and tribulations. Very stupid. Okay. You want to go through the ups and downs and remain joyous and have a positive outlook on life. That's success right there.
What do you think of people hanging on to resentment and anger towards the situation or the other person?
Downplay it in your mind a little bit, guys. Like if you're parking your car and you accidentally hit the curb with the wheel, don't cry about it for 6 months. You go, oh, that was stupid. That's it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Oh, well, I messed up that one. Yeah. We've all messed up hugely in previous relationships.
You can't fix the past.
You can't change it. So what should someone do if they're blaming themselves? They're like, man, I ruined another relationship. I'm a piece of trash.
Stop focusing on it. Shift your focus is the biggest thing. Focus on what you want to achieve rather than what you want to avoid, right? If you're constantly saying that, you're focusing on what you want to avoid. You're focusing on the failure. You're focusing on how shit you were or whatever. Focus on what you want to achieve. Go, okay, another bad run. That's okay. It's a chance to learn. You got to reframe. Everything in life is reframing the way your brain is telling you things.
Yeah.
Right? If you become bitter and cynical and you're negative, it's because you're not paying attention to the words that your brain and your subconscious are saying to you, and you're letting your brain take over. You should be in control of your thoughts and the way that you're thinking and the way you're allowing yourself to think. And if you're not, then this is harsh. I sound like you're weak. You got to strengthen up a bit.
I feel like people could make some lists which would help with that.
100%.
Big fan of this one. I call it a 10 out of 10 me list. So do this, guys. If you're watching this video, do that. Get a pen and a piece of paper. Write down 10 out of 10 me. What does that look like? What's a 10 out of 10 you? How good is that person? How close are you to it now?
With those lists, you can start working towards what you want to achieve too. You have a basis, a goal to go off, so you can start ticking off those things.
I want everyone to remember what a relationship is. Yeah. It's a voluntary union entered into voluntarily by two people to the exception of all others, right? Basically, you're choosing someone to share your life with, all the ups and downs. Your life doesn't have to be perfect before you find your ideal partner, okay? It's just someone you're going to share the next 50 years with or whatever. That's it. One person.
What do you want out of that person? What do you need them? What's the capability that you need them to do?
You don't really need to, with your ideal partner, you're not going to ask for anything out of ordinary anyway. Good communication, love, happiness, nothing crazy.
What's at the top of that list, though, that we always say?
That they're mad about you.
They have the complete desire just for you.
You don't want to be with someone they're like, oh, that person's okay, I guess. Terrible. Terrible. That mediocre garbage, no.
Well, you don't want to be with someone because you think that that's just the best that you can get.
Oh, a lot of people are afraid to break up with a loser guy because they're like, well,
it's the best that I can
I
get.
can't really find anyone better.
How about you become better yourself?
If they're not a 10 out of 10, be single. Okay, you'll survive, you'll be fine. Having a 10 out of 10 was the best thing you're ever going to achieve, but you can survive without it. I want you to achieve a 10 out of 10, but you don't want to look at it with such a hungry urge of desperation. What boundary should someone set with their ex?
No communication whatsoever, unless kids are involved. But then if kids are involved, it's limited communication, only if it's a living and dying situation.
So they shouldn't be best friends with their ex.
No.
A lot of morons are friends with their ex because they're trying to be compatible and have PC type relationships. If you're friends with your ex, it's going to make it a million times harder to achieve a 10 out of 10 with your ideal partner.
Humans have this emotion called jealousy. So if your ideal partner comes in and they see that your ex is still in the picture, they're gonna get jealous over it. Okay, so you want to limit the exposure to negative things in your relationship as much as possible. So removing the things that could potentially cause harm to the relationship is a very, very smart idea, and you should do it. So thinking from that point of view, they might be a great person in this and you ended it amicably and whatever, but it's not healthy for your relationships moving forward.
Well said. A lot of people try to do everything amicably and friendly. I say it, burn the bridge.
Burn it down.
Burn it completely. Why not sever it? Sever it completely. Make an enemy. To me, it's like letting go of the hatred in your heart. If you're hanging on the hatred and you're like, every day, I hate them so much, it's just stupid. Yeah, you're just going to make yourself constipated. So don't do that.
If you have heaps of resentment and stuff, you're looking at it the wrong way and you're focusing on the wrong things.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Shift it.
Yeah. Just think to yourself, you don't need to think it too emotionally either. Do I want this person in my life? No. Gone. That's it. There's billions of people in the world. You're not going to run out of people.
Run out of people, you got dogs.
Rough. A lot of people are very, very successful people. They're very, very picky on who they let into their life. Absolute losers let anybody into their life. Anybody. And that's why their life is garbage. Life is a reflection of what you allow. You allow garbage, it's going to be garbage, obviously. No recycling people either. Yeah? They're not made of plastic. But what about if our ex said he's really changed?
I don't give a Cool, he's changed for someone else. Got nothing to do with you.
Remember that. Don't give your ex a second chance. Okay? They're an ex for a reason.
Because what's going to happen is if you give your ex a second chance, he may have done all this self-development. You may have done all this self-development and you're new people. But then when you come back, all that past shit that happened is going to come up again. Because that's how human brains work. Unfortunately, we hold on to things like that, even if we try not to. And if we come back into that exact situation, everything that happened back then is going to happen again. And all the self-development that you have done now goes down the drain because you couldn't be disciplined enough to say no. What do you think of people that hold on to heartbreak and then become vulnerable and then don't allow themselves to enter that situation again?
Yeah, so if you've had a bad breakup and you're afraid to date, I recommend forcing yourself to do it. So just start going on dates just for practice and it will slowly, emotionally help you move on. Also do ice baths all the time, at least 2 a week, do ice baths and lots of positive reassurance. Yeah, this date's going to be really fun and we're going to have a great time. I'm excited for this date.
It's a very common thing that we face with our clients. And pretty much the first thing is like they fight back and they're like, no, I don't want to go to it because this and this. And I'm like, okay, that's all right. How about you go on the date just to have fun for me? Because I need you to have some fun. Yeah. Like I need them to have some fun to realize, especially with our women, to realize in that circumstance, they've gone masculine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I know you don't want to do it, but I need you to do it for a different goal.
Feminine energy is being open to love. The opposite of feminine energy is fear, which is closed off to love.
What do you think of people that do the opposite to that and go like full force in because they don't want to be alone?
You're going to make bad decisions. You're going to make bad decisions if you really need a partner ASAP. It's not really how it works. You want to love dating and being single so much that it has to be someone amazing to take you away from that life. Okay? If you hate being single, you're going to make bad decisions because you're trying to change your state so aggressively. Okay? If someone's not absolutely perfect, don't get into a relationship with them. How do you know if they're perfect? Not get emotionally distracted. You do your lists, your ideal partner list, your non-negotiable list. Make sure that they're matching what's on the list so then you can really achieve it properly.
And time over time.
Time over time, guys, when you're dating someone, if you see them too much at the start, it won't work. Okay, so we have this method called time over time, which basically means you see someone once a week for the first month, and that's it.
You can communicate as much as you want between
you can talk
just in person.
Yep.
Once a week.
Yep. That time over time, it's going to allow the emotion and the knowledge of that person to go up at the same rate. It's a lot more healthy.
We start to run into issues when the emotions are tenfold ahead of the knowledge.
Yeah.
We start to run into issues because then the emotion gets to here and then the knowledge has to catch up. And then you're in a 6-month relationship and you're starting to find out things that you didn't know. And you're like, well, what the f***? Where have I gotten myself into? Like, what have I gotten myself into?
Yeah.
Well, that's because you didn't do the start properly.
Doing that time over time is going to build a foundation of a relationship properly, which helps. All this stuff we talk about, guys, if you do it properly, you don't have to worry about breakups. If you're a master of relationships, you know how to maintain it out of 10. Out of 10 out of 10s don't end. If someone has a lot of triggers, I call that emotional immaturity. And
I would also say you're a walking red flag.
You're a red flag, you're toxic, basically. You're not supposed to have a bunch of triggers. Okay, that's loser mentality. You should be a fairly well-adjusted, emotionally mature person who's in control of their emotions. If you're a very toxic person and you get very upset very easily, it's going to be very hard for you to achieve a 10 out of 10.
every single person I coach, we work on their mindset for a few months before they even get into dating. Life's about
and be better. Like, everyone has triggers, but it's also your triggers, and whether they are triggers is also up to you, and whether you're willing to face them and deal with them when you need to.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone's had shit that they've gone through. So don't think you're the only person that has had shit happen to them. Every human faces struggles. So we need that to learn and to grow. And you should be actively seeking to improve your flaws always. Like, obviously there's some scenarios that are pretty severe. And I think if there is a trigger that happens in a relationship that is severe, I think it's important to talk to your partner then and there. Not on the first date, though. Like, when it arises, you deal with it when it arises.
Just
you
like
don't go
saying
on
that.
the first date, you don't go, this happened to me, and 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 this way, and this way. You don't do that. All right? It's that knowledge. Like, that person doesn't need that amount of knowledge on your first date because you don't even know the person.
No, never, don't preempt boundaries. You set boundaries when they need to be set.
And if you do set them effectively, then it won't come up again.
Let's talk about an exact recipe, what people could do after a breakup. They're just broken up, they're sad, they run out of tissues. What is some of the first things they need to do?
The first thing that you need to do is start giving yourself positive reassurance and encouragement of why it ended.
I made the right decision. The person's not my ideal partner, I'm not theirs. The future's going to be better without them. I'm not going to be friends with that person. I'm very lucky with the life that I have. I'm grateful for what I have at the moment. I'm going to move forward and make my future even better. Go hard on those affirmations.
100%. And then it's like the way that we do it in our course. It's the first stages are all self. So your positive re-encouragement on yourself, all right? Build your self-worth and your self-confidence up a little bit, okay? Reflect. Have a reflection moment and go, okay, what did I do wrong? What can I improve? How can I improve?
Love it. Also recommend you do ice baths and work on your health and fitness, become peak physical shape.
Hone in on your life goals again.
Yeah.
Like, fixate on your purpose and what you want out of life again. And then your next stage is going back into the dating world. Create your profile again. Do social hobbies as well to meet people.
I was just going to say that. Do lots of social hobbies. So if you're a breakup and you're sad and you don't know what to do with your time, fill it with social hobbies. Go to a tennis club.
Make
ping pong
yourself
club,
busy.
Karate club, Toastmasters. Go to heaps of hobbies all the time. So then you're filling up that time, you're meeting great people.
All those people, they're confident and they're happy. And you can learn something from them. So 100% fill your time with that. And then the next stage is getting back to that dating mode, one step at a time. So, okay, my goal is to get one high value date a week.
Yep.
Only high value, because if you're lowering your expectations and not letting high value, you're going to get low value. Stick yourself at a level and have the discipline to maintain that level no matter what. All right. And focus on having fun in the dating process. That's your main focus while you're dating, just to have fun and make memories.
And some other things you can do to help get over your ex. Get the tattoos lasered off, delete the photos, get rid of the clothes.
Block and delete them
Block and
on
delete social media.
social media, messages, everything.
It's going to be a lot harder if every afternoon you're sitting in your car, listening to Adele, eating 10 cheeseburgers, looking at her Instagram. It's going to be a lot harder. Don't do that.
Remove any temptation whatsoever. And then if a temptation comes into your head, go, no, I am better than that.
It's a lot harder to quit smoking if you walk around with a pack of cigarettes in your pocket, yeah? Get rid of it. Now, a lot of people, morons, think it's very good to talk about your ex and your past relationships, to vent it out like you're a chimney. This isn't overly effective, though.
No. You can talk about it a little bit with like a professional. Like if there is major things that happened, like a psychotherapist or something that could help you through it, but don't fixate on it. Don't like everything that's all you talk about. I think talking to friends and family is a bad move on it majority of the time, because what's going to happen is they're going to set you in the negatives. They're going to keep you and hold you in those negatives. Like, unless they're very optimistic and positive people that are encouraging you to move forward.
Human beings struggle with this. They really do. And an easy way to stop a negative thing or a negative thought or a negative topic or whatever it is.
Stop yourself from thinking about it.
Shut up. That's what it is. Stop talking about it.
Just shut up.
You're bringing the problem into the front of their mind all the time, and you don't shut up about how bad your ex was. Shut up. If you talk about your ex all the time, put a rule in place that you're not allowed to say one single word about them at all. After a few weeks, your brain will stop bringing it up anyway.
I think there's a time period. Like, you can talk about it for like a week or so.
That's it.
After that, you're done.
Done.
Not word. Nothing.
It'll change the way your brain thinks, and it's called discipline. Yeah.
It's like if anything bad happens, you give yourself a time frame on it. Okay, whatever face just ran into the back of my car and totaled my car. I can be upset about it for a day. After that, and you move on. Okay, what are my actions after that? So allow yourself to have that process and that grieving process, but then don't stay in it. What do you think time frames on that?
I think even in a long relationship or a medium-length relationship, you should be over it within a couple of months. If you're still really upset about it after 3 months, you need to book in a call, because that's not how it's supposed to be. Even a 20-year marriage, you should be over it after 3 months.
What about on the circumstances it ends? So what about if you're married for 30 years and then your partner passes away because of an illness?
I coach a lot of widows. They usually come to me about 3 years after the death of their husband. That's when they feel ready to start dating again and feel that they feel it's socially acceptable. It's going to be harder if you have a deceased spouse that you spend your whole life with and they are your 10 out of 10. You might not want to move on. Chinese people think you shouldn't. But it's up to you. What's important is you don't need to be sad every day about it. You can start replacing that, work through the grief, start becoming grateful instead. So there's 3 bits of time, right? You got the past, the present, and the future.
Correct.
What ratio should people live in? You can't change the past.
You can change the present, you can change the future. You cannot do any damn thing to the past. So focus and hone in on the things that you can adapt and the things that you can change if you need it to.
When someone's complaining about something or about the past, what now?
I love that.
It's one of my favorite sentences. What now?
We hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. I encourage you all to write your comments, put your stories in, tell me about your heartbreak, how you overcome it, all that sort of stuff. And if you're struggling with separation right now, book in a free call with me. I'm here to help.